Today, October 22nd, I am speaking to you with a tenderness that has always been the center of your life, even when you felt alone. I have watched you stand in quiet rooms and wonder if your prayers touched anything beyond the ceiling. I have counted every breath you took in the nights you were afraid. I have seen the words you could not say, the tears you wiped with the back of your hand so no one would notice. I have seen your courage, disguised as patience. I have seen your love, disguised as silence. I am the one who sees beneath all disguises. I am the one who hears the first tremor of a hope that tries again. I am the one who decided that this is the day your story bends toward joy in a way you can feel, touch, and carry. Do not skip this. Open your heart now. You have waited so long that your waiting began to feel like identity. You have carried delays like stones in your pockets, and you learned to walk anyway. You told yourself that perhaps I was slow, or perhaps you were invisible, or perhaps destiny is for others who are louder, brighter, luckier. But I have kept a ledger of your faithfulness, and it is not the kind that counts applause or crowds or trophies. It counts the mornings you rose when nobody promised you anything, the forgiveness you offered when no one apologized, the quiet kindness you gave to those who could not return it, the small brave choices, the subtle no to bitterness, the steady yes to hope. Nothing you endured has been wasted. I have been weaving all of it into a door that opens in front of you today. October 22nd is not a random square on a calendar, it is a hinge I crafted in secret, a day I marked when you thought nothing memorable was left for you. I am here. I am near. I am the warmth that finds you now. Archangel Michael stands at your threshold with a voice like the first clear morning after a long storm. He says to you, the good news you have been waiting for so long is coming. Guard your heart from the voice that says it is too late. Refuse the lie that says you must earn what has already been promised. The door is opening, stand and walk. He does not arrive to frighten you but to confirm what I already whispered as you slept. He has watched those who opposed you with words and intentions, and he has removed their permission to define you. He carries a sword of truth, not to wound you, but to cut away the last threads of fear that tangle around your ankles. He does not argue with darkness, he announces light. Hear him, and let your shoulders drop. The contest is over. The verdict is joy. There are moments when your future arrives like rain on thirsty ground, quiet at first, then surrounding everything. Do not measure this day by how it begins. A sunrise can be shy and still end in a blaze that makes a horizon sing. I am sending answers in sequences you do not need to control. The first will soften you. The next will steady you. The third will lift your chin so you can see farther than you have dared to look in months. I will not tease you with signs that mean nothing. What unfolds now will have unmistakable weight. A message you have been expecting will arrive and feel as if it had your name etched in light on the envelope. A conversation you feared will resolve without the pain you imagined. A door you knocked on long ago will open as if it heard the echo of your patience. Do not tell yourself this is coincidence. I am the arranger of convergences, I am the composer of gentle inevitabilities. You believed in me when your hands were empty, and I never forgot. Today I am placing something into those hands, not just a gift, but a role, a responsibility shaped to your kindness. You will not lose yourself in this blessing, you will find more of yourself. It will not be heavy like old tasks were heavy, it will fit the way dawn fits a field. You thought your heart would need to become harder to survive. I am proving to you that your softness was strength disguised, that your gentleness was armor in a different language, that your compassion was not a vulnerability but a pathway I will walk with you. Keep that tenderness. It is not naive, it is luminous. It is how you will recognize me throughout the day, every time your chest warms and your breath slows. Know that I am touching you with reassurance. You have asked me about timing. You whispered, when? Until your throat ached from hope. Listen, today is the beginning, not the end of waiting's lesson. Waiting taught you how to hear me in smallness, now I will teach you how to carry good news without fear of losing it. You do not have to clutch at this blessing with trembling fingers. You can hold it openly, because it is not fragile. It is rooted in my character, not in luck. It is guarded by my promise, not by chance. Breathe. Your job is not to predict the details but to keep your heart available. Your job is not to argue with joy but to partner with it. Your job is not to obsess over what could go wrong but to notice what is going right. And then say thank you aloud so your own ears can hear the new sound of your life. There are people who will see your rising and remember their own forgotten courage. Do not hide the light I am placing on your face, but do not let it blind you either. Let it become a path for others. You will know how to speak to them because you remember the geography of ache. You will be gentle because you know what sharp words can do. You will point upward because you know who lifted you. Do not try to convince everyone. Seeds do not explain themselves to stones, they simply grow. Where I send you, your presence will feel like an opened window. Where I plant you, your roots will find water without fear. Even if the surface looks dry. I am the water. I am always at your level, and also deeper than your deepest need. I have seen the names you gave your seasons, setback, silence, confusion, nearly. Rename them now. Call them preparation, quiet shaping, redirection, almost there. Your vocabulary will become a bridge for others to cross. Speak life into rooms where words have grown tired. Speak peace where people have forgotten how to inhale without bracing. Speak blessing where curses used to sit like heavy furniture. I will put language on your tongue that feels like a key. When you speak it, locks will give way without argument. You will not need to raise your voice. Love does not shout to prove it is strong. It stands and everything cruel must sit down, Archangel Michael says again, and I affirm it, do not skip this moment. Your habit has been to minimize joy so disappointment hurts less. Let that habit end today. Do not shrink from good news as if it were a trick. Greet it at the door. Invite it to sit. Ask it to stay, and it will, because I sent it. Pay attention to the small confirmations I scatter across your path today. A number, a phrase, a melody you haven't heard in years, a name that appears twice in unexpected places, none of these are random. They are braided notes in a song I am teaching you to recognize. Let them lift your chin. Let them become the rhythm of courage inside your chest. It is safe to love this day. You worry that you are behind. You are not behind, you are precisely placed. The pace I set for you was never meant to mimic anyone else's sprint. When you felt delays, I was installing strength you would need later, wisdom that shortcuts never provide. When you thought I was silent, I was listening for the sound of your true desire, the one that survives even when applause fades. That desire has ripened. It is time to harvest. You will not need to fight for every inch like you used to. Some doors open simply because you have arrived at the hour they were scheduled to welcome you. Walk through. Look back with gratitude, not with regret. Nothing you learned in the shadows will be wasted in the sun. I am healing timelines you cannot map. I am reconciling threads across years. I am restoring color to frames in your memory that turned gray. Where you lost, I will return in a way that does not merely replace but redeems. I do not merely give back what was taken, I magnify what remains. Your tears watered the soil of outcomes you could not imagine. Watch what grows. Do not compare it to what might have been, honor it for what it is. Newness does not insult the past, it fulfills what the past could not carry forward. Bless those earlier versions of you. They survived so you could live. Today I am also asking you to put down the last small weapons you still carry against yourself. Lay down the habit of rehearsing your worst moments. Lay down the secret rule that says you must pay for happiness with worry. Lay down the superstition that joy attracts loss. That is not my way. Joy attracts clarity. Gratitude attracts further openings. Peace attracts wise decisions. I am not sending you a blessing you must guard by sleeplessness. I am sending you rest that guards your blessing while you sleep. Tonight, when you close your eyes, you will feel a nearness that requires no effort to maintain. That nearness is me. If a shadow tries to return and whisper that nothing has changed, answer it with movement. Take one small step consistent with the future I am handing you. Send the message. Write the first paragraph. Make the call. Clear the corner of your room that gathers dust and doubt. Step out into sun or wind and let your lungs remember what spaciousness feels like. Action breaks the mimicry of old fears. I will meet you in motion. I am not far away, waiting to be found by a perfect version of you. I am beside you, thrilled by every imperfect yes. I am also arranging protection you do not see. Doors that would have drained you are closing without your effort. Invitations that look shiny but cost your peace will not find their way to your hands. People who once profited from your uncertainty will be puzzled that they cannot influence you anymore. That is because I am stabilizing your inner compass. I am tuning it to peace. If a choice steals your peace, it is not your direction. If a path multiplies your peace, even if it asks for courage, that is your map. Follow what is alive. Let what is lifeless return to the earth. You have asked for a sign that I am in this with you. Here is one. Throughout this day you will sense time differently. Minutes will feel generous, not narrow. Conversations will feel guided, not forced. Your own name, when spoken, will sound like affirmation rather than a summons to perform. Pay attention to this shift. It is not a mood, it is a mantle. It will stay. You will learn to work within it like a musician learns a new key. You will write from it. Speak from it, rest in it. It will teach you when to say yes and when to say no without guilt. It will remind you that you are held. Archangel Michael, standing guard, says one more time, open now. Do not skip this. The good news is already walking up your path. He is not alone. Beings of light surround the spaces you inhabit today, not to isolate you from people but to insulate you from the old frequencies that tried to drain your hope. You will notice that rooms feel different. You will find yourself laughing without planning it. You will notice the weight of dread lifting like fog at noon. Let it go. You do not owe dread your attention. You owe your future your presence. There is a promise I want you to carry like a letter in your pocket. I will be faithful to what I began in you. I am not weary of you. I am not disappointed in you. I am not comparing you to anyone. I am joyful about you. I delight in the particular shape of your courage, the way you keep choosing kindness when cynicism offers cheaper armor. I love the way your spirit returns to gratitude even after long nights. I love the way you notice beauty in ordinary corners. I love the way you keep hoping for others even when you are tired. None of this will be overlooked in the story I write with you. I am not merely restoring you, I am revealing you, so let this be the day you partner openly with my goodness. Let this be the day you name the newness without apology. Let this be the day you decide that joy is not suspicious but sacred. Let this be the day you take the keys I am handing you and turn them without fear. Let this be the day you recognize that the waiting was not a punishment, it was preparation for a gift that would have been too heavy to hold earlier. Now you can hold it. Now it will lift you as much as you lift it. Do not skip this. Open your heart now. Place your hand over your chest and feel the steady rhythm I maintain for you. Breathe in the certainty that I am closer than breath, nearer than your own thoughts. Whisper yes. Whisper thank you. Whisper I am ready. Then watch as October 22nd unfolds like the curtain on a stage already set for your entrance. Walk forward. Your steps are not random. They are accompanied. Your path is not narrow, it is precise. Your future is not a rumor, it is a table being set in your name. Sit and eat the good news that has finally reached your house. And when you rise, rise lightly. Everything heavy that does not belong is falling away now. I am with you. I am for you. I have always been. And today, you will know it, today 22th October, listen and do not harden your heart, because I am speaking to you now, and I am not late, and I am not uncertain, and I am not distant from your breath or your step, and every word that reaches you in this moment is wrapped in the light of my intention, and I have asked my messenger, Michael, to stand beside you so you will feel the steady weight of courage on your shoulders and the tenderness of protection over your mind. And I say to you, the good news you have been waiting for so long is coming, and I do not want you to skip this, I do not want you to delay, I do not want you to surrender to the old voices that trained you to expect disappointment, because I am doing a new thing that blooms like dawn inside your waiting. I saw you when you felt like an unanswered letter, sealed and shelved in a room that no one entered. And I saw you count the days with tired fingers, and I saw you study the door you kept knocking on, the one that never opened, and I saw you fold your hope so small you could hide it under your tongue so no one would hear it crying at night, and yet I kept watch, and I sent quiet mercies. And I braided your breath to the breath of my promise so you could not fall apart though you thought you were falling. Do not skip this. Do not skip the moment when you finally let go of the belief that you are forgotten. You are not forgotten. You are not a footnote. You are not the last choice in a story that I wrote for you from before your first heartbeat. Today, the waiting breaks open like ripe fruit in your hands. Archangel Michael stands at your threshold, not as a myth, not as an echo of someone else's miracle, but as a living assignment of protection, and he says what I say: be strong, take courage, breathe, walk forward, because I am clearing your path from entanglements you did not see. And I am peeling back the veil from conversations about you that were not in your hearing, and I am straightening what was crooked in the secret rooms where plans formed against your peace. The good news that comes to you now is not fragile, it is not a rumor, it is not a mirage that evaporates when you reach for it. It is a door with your name carved on it from the inside, and it opens inward as you approach. You have asked me, how much longer? And is there something wrong with me? And did I misread the signs? I heard every question, and I gathered each one like a bead, and I give them back to you as a necklace of answered prayers. You were not wrong to hope, you were not wrong to prepare. You were not wrong to believe that beauty was pursuing you even while you walked through the valley. The delays were not denials, they were a precise choreography of timing so that I could shield you from what would have stolen your joy if it had arrived too early or too loudly. Do not skip this. Do not abandon your post at the very hour that the envoy arrives. I am touching your name, and what I touch blooms with meaning. I am touching your work so it rises from seed to stalk to grain to bread, and many will be fed by what you produce. I am touching your feet so the places that were once thorns become paths, and the paths become rivers, and the rivers carry you lightly to the shore that once looked unreachable. I am touching your sleep so the dreams that frightened you dissolve and the dreams that instruct you remain, written on the walls of your night with letters of light that will not fade with morning. I am touching your voice so you speak with authority that is not harsh and not small, authority that sounds like a bell across water, authority that calls things by their true names and so heals them. Some of your tears were prayers with the salt still on them, and I answer them now. Some of your silences were the strongest prayers you prayed, and I answer them now. Some of your mistakes were doors by which I entered your life again to rewrite the script you thought was final, and I answer them now. Do not skip the relief I am giving you. Do not skip the gentleness I am wrapping around your memories. Do not skip the newness because you still recognize the architecture of the old house. Step out into the air. The wind is safe for you. The road is safe for you. The day is safe for you. You feared you would lose what mattered if you stood up for truth, and yet truth is the very ground that will carry the gift to your door. You thought you needed the approval of those who misread you, but I am releasing you from the court of their opinions. Their verdict is irrelevant to the sentence of blessing I am speaking over your life. Michael says to you, do not let the noise of accusation teach you its language. Keep the language of promise. Keep the language of gratitude. Keep the language of joy. You are not required to defend what I am defending. Let me be your advocate where you cannot go. Let me carry the facts through halls you will never enter and bring back the signature of favor with your name typed clearly, no corrections, no footnotes, no asterisks. There is a door of reconciliation opening in a place you declared impossible. Walk toward it tenderly, do not drag the old argument across its threshold. There is a conversation that will end with a laughter you thought you forgot how to make. Let it be light, let it be clean. There is an apology you owe yourself. Forgive yourself for not knowing then what you know now. There is an apology someone owes you. Do not let bitterness be the banker that holds it in escrow. I am handling accounts you cannot balance alone. The mathematics of grace is different from the arithmetic of pain. I add by multiplying peace. I subtract by removing burdens. I divide by sharing wisdom, and the remainder is mercy. You stood at the window of other people's answers and pressed your forehead to the glass and wondered when your name would be called. Today I call your name, not with a whisper that can be missed, but with a resonance that fills your ribs with courage. Do not skip this. Let your shoulders relax. Let your breath deepen. Let your hands be ready. The good news is not only arriving. It is already inside your house, opening cupboards, setting the table, lighting candles, sweeping corners that gathered dust while you were busy surviving. Sit and eat. The taste will remind you of promises I made before you had words for them. You have resisted becoming hard, and because you refused to let your heart calcify, you kept the softness that I can plant beauty in. I bless this softness. I bless your willingness to try again. I bless the place in you that still kneels, that still asks, that still learns. I bless the part that says, "Teach me."